The silvery pod pierced Earth's atmosphere, its occupant bracing for impact. Zara, lead scout of the Centauri Collective, had expected an easy mission: observe the primitive humans, gather data, and return home. Simple. What she hadn't anticipated was the swarm of flying machines that now surrounded her vessel. As Zara's pod touched down in a clearing, she marveled at the speed with which the humans had mobilized. Her research had indicated they lacked interstellar travel capabilities, yet here they were, ready to meet an alien craft. Fascinating. The pod's door hissed open, and Zara stepped out. Her iridescent skin shimmered under Earth's unfamiliar sunlight. She stood nearly 7 feet tall, with 4 arms and large, multifaceted eyes. The assembled humans gasped, a mix of fear and wonder on their faces. A man in a crisp uniform stepped forward, flanked by others carrying primitive projectile weapons. "I am General Marcus Hayes of the United Earth Defense Force. State your purpose here." Zara's universal translator kicked in. "Greetings, humans. I am Zara, scout of the Centauri Collective. I come in peace, seeking knowledge." General Hayes nodded, his expression guarded. "We've been monitoring deep space for years, waiting for this moment. Welcome to Earth, Zara. But understand, we'll be watching you closely." As Zara was escorted to a nearby facility, she couldn't help but feel a twinge of admiration. These humans, barely out of their planetary cradle, had managed to detect her approach and prepare a response. Perhaps they weren't as primitive as the collective had assumed. Inside the facility, Zara met Dr. Eliza Chen, Earth's leading xenobiologist. The human female's eyes sparkled with curiosity as she began her examination of the alien visitor. "Your biology is extraordinary," Dr. Chen murmured, scanning Zara with a handheld device. "The way your cells process energy, it's unlike anything we've ever seen." Zara tilted her head. "Your technology is more advanced than our reports suggested. How did you manage to create such sophisticated scanning equipment?" Dr. Chen smiled. "Human ingenuity. We may not have mastered interstellar travel, but we've learned to make the most of the resources we have." As the days passed, Zara found herself increasingly impressed by human adaptability. They asked insightful questions, quickly grasping complex concepts about Centauri technology and culture, but it was their creativity that truly caught her off guard. One evening, as Zara watched a group of scientists brainstorming solutions to a particularly thorny problem in interspecies communication, she realized something profound. The humans weren't just adapting to new information, they were innovating, combining ideas in ways she had never considered. "You seem deep in thought," a voice interrupted her musings. It was Dr. Alex Reeves, a young linguist who had been working closely with Zara. "Your species continues to surprise me," Zara admitted. "The way you approach problems, it's both chaotic and brilliant." Alex laughed. "That's humanity in a nutshell. We're messy, but we get results." As they talked, Zara felt a strange warmth in her chest. These humans, with their quick minds and quicker smiles, were nothing like the backward species she'd expected to find. They were passionate, driven, and endlessly fascinating. But even as Zara found herself drawn to humanity's vibrant spirit, a part of her remembered her mission. The Centauri Collective needed to know if Earth posed a threat. Looking at the rapid progress humans had made in just the short time since her arrival, Zara couldn't help but wonder if they might someday challenge Centauri dominance in the galaxy. As the sun set on another day on this strange, beautiful planet, Zara made a decision. She would report back to the collective, but she would argue for cooperation rather than conquest. These humans, with their boundless potential, could be valuable allies in the vast, unknown universe. Little did Zara know that her presence on Earth was about to set in motion events that would change the fate of both their species forever. As she gazed up at the unfamiliar stars, a sense of excitement and trepidation filled her. The adventure was only beginning. As weeks turned into months, Zara found herself increasingly perplexed by human behavior. The Centauri Collective valued logic and efficiency above all else, but humans seem to operate on an entirely different wavelength. One crisp autumn morning, Zara accompanied Dr. Alex Rees to a local coffee shop. The linguist had insisted it was crucial for her to experience everyday human culture. "I don't understand," Zara said, her multifaceted eyes taking in the bustling cafe. "Why gather in a communal space to consume caffeine? Wouldn't it be more efficient to ingest it privately?" Alex laughed, a sound Zara was growing oddly fond of. "It's not just about the coffee, Zara. It's about connection, socializing, sharing ideas." As they sat, Zara observed the humans around them. A pair of elderly women giggled over steaming mugs, their wrinkled hands gesturing animatedly. A young man with vibrant blue hair typed furiously on a sleek device, pausing occasionally to sip his drink. At another table, a group of students argued passionately about something called climate policy. "Your species seems to thrive on chaos," Zara noted, her tone a mix of confusion and fascination. Alex nodded, stirring his latte. "We call it diversity. Different perspectives, experiences, ideas. They all come together to create something greater than the sum of its parts." As Zara pondered this, a small child approached their table, eyes wide with wonder. "Are you an alien?" the girl asked, her voice filled with excitement rather than fear. Before Zara could respond, the child's mother rushed over. "Lily, we don't just ask people if they're aliens," she scolded, then turned to Zara with an apologetic smile. "I'm so sorry. She's just curious." "Curiosity is commendable," Zara replied, surprised by the warmth in her own voice. "To answer your question, young one, yes, I am not from Earth." Lily's face lit up. "Cool. Can you do magic? Do you have a spaceship? What's your planet like?" The barrage of questions caught Zara off guard. In the Centauri Collective, children were taught to observe silently, to absorb information without interruption. This unrestrained inquisitiveness was both jarring and oddly refreshing. As Zara attempted to answer Lily's questions, she found herself smiling, a very human expression she'd unconsciously adopted. The child's enthusiasm was infectious, her imagination boundless. For a moment, Zara saw the universe through Lily's eyes, a place of wonder and endless possibilities. Later that evening, as Zara and Alex walked through a bustling city park, another aspect of human behavior caught her attention. A young couple sat on a bench, their hands intertwined, gazing at each other with an intensity that made Zara's skin tingle. "What are they doing?" she asked Alex, gesturing toward the pair. Alex followed her gaze and chuckled. "They're in love, or at least they think they are." "Love," Zara repeated, the word feeling strange on her tongue. "A chemical reaction in the brain, correct? Why does it seem to hold such importance for humans?" Alex's expression softened. "It's more than just chemicals, Zara. Love can be a driving force, inspiring us to be better, to create, to explore. Some of humanity's greatest achievements have been motivated by love." Zara fell silent, contemplating this. In the Centauri Collective, partnerships were formed based on genetic compatibility and shared goals. The idea of an emotion powerful enough to shape the course of a species' development was both intriguing and slightly terrifying. As they continued their walk, Zara found her thoughts drifting to her mission. She was supposed to be assessing humanity's potential threat level, analyzing their technological capabilities and resource management. Instead, she found herself captivated by their art, their music, their capacity for both great kindness and senseless cruelty. "Alex," she said suddenly, stopping in her tracks, "I believe I may be experiencing an emotion." The linguist raised an eyebrow. "Oh, which one?" Zara struggled to find the right words. "It's unsettling, like a constant vibration in my chest cavity. When I observe humans, when I interact with you, I feel more, as if my awareness has expanded beyond its previous limitations." A slow smile spread across Alex's face. "Zara, I think you might be experiencing empathy. Maybe even the beginnings of friendship." "Friendship," another human concept that had initially seemed frivolous to Zara. But now, standing in the fading light of an Earth sunset, surrounded by the pulsing energy of human life, she began to understand its value. As they resumed their walk, Zara's mind raced. She had come to study humans, to assess them as potential allies or threats. Instead, she found herself learning from them, changing in ways she hadn't anticipated. For the first time in her precisely ordered life, Zara felt uncertain about her path forward. What she didn't know was that her growing connection to humanity was about to be tested in ways she could never have imagined. As the stars began to appear in the darkening sky, events were unfolding light years away that would soon force both Zara and her human friends to confront challenges beyond anything they had faced before. The emergency alert jolted Zara from her meditation. Her communication device, carefully hidden from human eyes, pulsed with an urgent message from the Centauri Collective. As she decrypted the transmission, her multifaceted eyes widened in alarm. Threat imminent. Cracks Armada detected on trajectory towards Sol system. Estimated arrival, 14 Earth rotations. Maintain cover. Await further instructions. Zara's hearts raced. The Cracks, a warlike species known for their brutality and advanced weaponry. If they had set their sights on Earth, the consequences would be catastrophic. She paced her small apartment, mind whirling. Her mission parameters were clear. Observe and report, nothing more. Interference was strictly forbidden, and yet, a knock at the door interrupted her thoughts. Zara, it's Alex. We've got a situation at the lab. Can you come in? Zara hesitated, then made a decision that would change everything. I'm on my way, she called back, her voice steady despite the turmoil within. At the research facility, Zara found a flurry of activity. Scientists huddled around monitors, their faces etched with concern. General Hayes stood at the center, his usual composure replaced by grim determination. Ah, Zara, he said as she entered. We were hoping you could shed some light on this. He gestured to a large screen displaying a star chart. A cluster of red dots was moving steadily towards a blue sphere Zara recognized as Earth. We've detected a large fleet of unidentified vessels entering the outer reaches of our solar system, Dr. Chen explained. Given your knowledge of extraterrestrial civilizations, we thought you might be able to identify them. Zara felt the weight of countless eyes upon her. In that moment, she made a choice that would forever alter her relationship with the Centauri Collective, and potentially the fate of humanity. They are called the Cracks, she said, her voice calm despite the gravity of the situation. A hostile species known for their aggressive expansion and advanced military technology. The room erupted in a cacophony of voices. Questions, exclamations of fear, and demands for action blended into a chaotic symphony that reminded Zara of her first day in the human coffee shop. Silence. General Hayes' voice cut through the noise. He turned to Zara, his eyes sharp. You've been holding out on us, alien. What else do you know? Zara straightened, her iridescent skin shimmering under the harsh laboratory lights. Everything, she said, and I'm prepared to share it all. The fate of your world may depend on it. Over the next few hours, Zara revealed the full extent of her knowledge. She explained the Centauri Collective's observation mission, the advanced technology they possessed, and the threat the Cracks posed not just to Earth, but to the entire sector of the galaxy. To her surprise, the humans didn't react with anger at her deception. Instead, they listened intently, asking pointed questions and quickly formulating plans. We need to consolidate our defenses, General Hayes said, his tactical mind already at work. Zara, can you people help us? Zara hesitated. I don't know. Our directive is non-interference, but given the circumstances, I believe I can make a case for alliance. As the humans mobilized their forces, Zara sent an urgent message to the collective, explaining the situation and requesting immediate assistance. The response came swiftly. Request denied. Maintain observation protocol. Do not engage. Zara stared at the message, a strange feeling welling up inside her. For the first time in her life, she questioned the wisdom of the collective. These humans, with their chaotic beauty and boundless determination, deserved a chance to survive. "What do they say?" Alex asked, noticing her distress. Zara met his gaze, seeing the concern in his eyes. In that moment, she made another decision that would change everything. "They're on their way," she lied. "But we can't wait for them. We need to prepare now." As Earth's governments were briefed on the impending threat, a global initiative unlike anything in human history began to take shape. Nations set aside their differences, pooling resources and knowledge in a desperate bid for survival. Zara found herself at the heart of it all, working tirelessly alongside human scientists and military strategists. She shared what she knew of Crack's weaknesses, helped to modify Earth's defensive systems, and marveled at the speed with which humans adapted to the reality of an alien invasion. One evening, as they worked late into the night, Alex approached Zara. "Why are you doing this?" he asked softly. "You're risking everything to help us." "Why?" Zara was silent for a long moment, considering her answer. "Because," she finally said, "in all my years of observing species across the galaxy, I've never encountered one quite like humanity. Your resilience, your creativity, your capacity for both great destruction and incredible kindness, you are worth fighting for." Alex's hand found hers, a gesture of comfort that sent an unfamiliar warmth through Zara's body. "We're lucky to have you," he said. As they stood there, the weight of the coming battle heavy on their shoulders, Zara realized that somewhere along the way, Earth had become more than just a mission to her. It had become a home worth protecting. Little did they know that the true test of their newfound alliance was yet to come. As the Crack's fleet drew ever closer, the fate of Earth, and perhaps the entire galaxy, hung in the balance. The next few days passed in a blur of frenetic activity. Earth's finest minds worked alongside Zara, pushing the boundaries of human technology with her guidance. The planet's defenses were bolstered, weapons systems upgraded, and a global early warning network established. As the deadline approached, tension hung heavy in the air. Zara found herself marveling at humanity's resilience in the face of existential threat. Instead of descending into chaos, they had united, their diversity becoming their greatest strength. On the eve of the Crack's estimated arrival, Zara stood on the roof of the research facility, gazing at the stars. The weight of her deception pressed heavily upon her. She had lied about the Centauri Collective's support, and now Earth stood alone against a formidable enemy. "Penny, for your thoughts." Alex's voice startled her from her reverie. Zara turned, a sad smile on her face. "I was contemplating the vastness of space," she said, not entirely untruthfully, "and the unlikely circumstances that brought me here." Alex moved to stand beside her, their shoulders almost touching. "I'm glad those circumstances brought you to us," he said softly. "Whatever happens tomorrow, know that you've made a difference here, Zara." A lump formed in Zara's throat, an unfamiliar sensation. She was about to respond when a blinding light lit up the night sky. For a moment, Zara's heart stopped. Had the Cracks arrived early? But as the light coalesced, taking shape, Zara gasped in disbelief. It was a Centauri warship, its sleek form unmistakable against the backdrop of Earth's moon. "Is that?" Alex began, his eyes wide with wonder. "Yes," Zara breathed, hardly daring to believe it. "My people have come." The next few hours were a whirlwind. The Centauri ship made contact, requesting permission to land. As Earth's leaders debated the wisdom of allowing another alien force on the planet, Zara worked tirelessly to convince them of the Centauri's peaceful intentions. Finally, in a historic moment, the Centauri delegation set foot on Earth. Leading them was Commander Thrix, Zara's direct superior. "Explain yourself, Scout Zara," Thrix demanded, his tone stern but not unkind. "Your actions have violated numerous protocols." Zara stood tall, her resolve strengthened by her time among humans. "With respect, Commander, I acted in accordance with the highest principles of our people. These humans are not just study subjects. They are sentient beings worthy of our alliance and protection." To her surprise, a smile crept across Thrix's face. "Well said, Zara. Your passionate defense of humanity in your transmissions didn't fall on deaf ears. The collective has been impressed by your reports. We've come to offer our assistance." The mood in the command center shifted from tense to cautiously optimistic. As the Centauri shared their advanced technology and battle strategies, hope began to blossom. General Hayes, ever practical, voiced the question on everyone's minds. "This is all well and good, but will it be enough to stop the cracks?" Commander Frick's expression turned grave. "The cracks are formidable opponents, but they have never faced a united front of Centauri and human forces. Together, we stand a chance." As the final preparations were made, Zara found herself working closely with both human and Centauri teams. The collaboration was far from smooth. Cultural misunderstandings and clashing methodologies led to heated debates. But in those challenges, Zara saw the spark of something extraordinary. Humans, with their out-of-the-box thinking, proposed solutions that the logical Centauri would never have considered. In turn, the Centauri's advanced knowledge helped refine and perfect these ideas. It was a synergy unlike anything Zara had ever witnessed. In a quiet moment amidst the preparations, Alex approached Zara. "I've been meaning to ask," he said, a hint of nervousness in his voice. "After all this is over, what will happen to you? Will you return to your people?" Zara felt a flutter in her chest, another new sensation she was still getting used to. I don't know," she admitted. "My mission here has changed me in ways I'm still trying to understand." Alex nodded, his eyes searching hers. "Well, whatever you decide, know that you'll always have a home here. With us. With me." Before Zara could respond, alarms blared throughout the facility. On the main screen, countless red dots appeared, signaling the arrival of the Cracks fleet. Commander Frix's voice rang out, steady and commanding. "All units, battle stations. This is not a drill. The Cracks have entered the solar system." As humans and Centauri rushed to their positions, Zara felt a surge of determination. This unlikely alliance, born of curiosity, fostered by understanding, and strengthened by shared purpose, was about to face its ultimate test. The battle for Earth was about to begin, and with it, the fate of two species hung in the balance. As Zara took her place at the command console, she silently vowed to protect this world that had become so dear to her, no matter the cost. Little did anyone know that the coming conflict would reshape the galaxy in ways none could have predicted. The Cracks fleet emerged from hyperspace like a swarm of angry hornets, their ships blotting out the stars. Earth's combined human-Centauri defense force stood ready, a mix of determination and fear palpable in the air. "They're hailing us," a communications officer announced, her voice steady despite the tension. General Hayes nodded to Zara. "You know them best. Care to do the honors?" Zara stepped forward, her iridescent skin shimmering under the harsh lights of the command center. "This is Zara of the Centauri Collective, speaking on behalf of Earth and its people. State your intentions." The view screen flickered to life, revealing a Cracks war leader. Its insectoid features were alien even to Zara, mandibles clicking as it spoke. "Surrender your planet and resources, or be annihilated. You have 1 Earth hour to comply." As the transmission cut off, a heavy silence fell over the command center. It was Alex who broke it, his voice filled with a steely resolve Zara had never heard before. "Well, I think that settles it. We fight." The next hour was a flurry of activity as final preparations were made. Zara marveled at the calm efficiency of both humans and Centauri working side by side. Earth's militaries coordinated with Centauri tacticians, while scientists from both species made last-minute adjustments to their hybrid defense systems. As the deadline approached, General Hayes addressed the assembled forces. "Today, we face an enemy that threatens not just our world, but our very existence. But look around you. We are not alone. Together with our Centauri allies, we will show the Cracks that Earth is not an easy target. We will show them the strength of unity, the power of diversity, and the indomitable spirit of those who fight for their home. For Earth. A resounding cheer echoed through the command center, humans and Centauri alike united in purpose. The battle began with a devastating opening salvo from the cracks. Their energy weapons lit up the sky, slamming into Earth's atmospheric shields. For a heart-stopping moment, it seemed the defenses might fail, but the shields held, thanks to the combined ingenuity of human and Centauri engineers. Earth's counterattack was swift and unexpected. Swarms of small, agile fighters, a human design enhanced with Centauri technology, darted between the massive Cracks ships, exploiting weaknesses that neither species alone would have identified. Zara found herself at the heart of the action, coordinating between human and Centauri forces. Her unique understanding of both cultures proved invaluable as she translated not just words, but intentions and strategies. Hours passed in a blur of tactical decisions, near misses, and small victories. The Cracks, for all their advanced weaponry, seemed thrown off balance by the unpredictable nature of Earth's defense. Human creativity combined with Centauri precision was a formidable combination. But the tide of battle can turn quickly. A lucky shot from a Cracks dreadnought took out a key defense satellite, leaving a gap in Earth's protective network. Cracks dropships began to descend, their troops preparing for a ground invasion. "We need to close that gap," General Hayes shouted over the din of alarms and reports. Commander Frick stepped forward, his usually stoic face etched with concern. "Our capital ship could move to fill the breach, but it would leave us exposed. The risk." "Is necessary," Zara interrupted, a plan forming in her mind. "But we don't need to sacrifice the ship. I have an idea." What followed was a daring maneuver that combined Centauri shield technology with a human tactic known as the Dunkirk Pocket. Small, maneuverable Earthships created a defensive perimeter, while Centauri energy projectors linked them together into a makeshift barrier. As Zara coordinated the complex dance of ships and energy, she felt a surge of pride. This was humanity at its best, adaptable, courageous, and unwilling to give up even in the face of overwhelming odds. The battle raged on, a testament to the tenacity of both defenders and invaders. But slowly, incrementally, Earth's forces began to gain the upper hand. The Cracks, unused to prolonged resistance, started to show signs of frustration and disarray. In a desperate gambit, the Cracks' war leader ordered his flagship to break through Earth's defenses, aiming for a killing blow against the planet itself. It was at this moment that Zara made a decision that would change the course of the battle and her life. "I'm going in," she announced, striding towards a Centauri scout ship. "If I can get aboard their flagship, I can disrupt their command structure." Alex grabbed her arm, his eyes wide with fear and something else Zara couldn't quite identify. "Zara, no, it's too dangerous." She placed a hand on his cheek, marveling at how natural the gesture felt. "This is my home now too, Alex. Let me fight for it." As Zara's ship streaked towards the Cracks flagship, weaving through a maelstrom of weapons fire, she reflected on her journey. She had come to Earth as an observer, detached and analytical. Now she was risking everything for this planet and its people. The future hung in the balance as Zara's ship disappeared into the cavernous hangar of the Cracks flagship. The battle for Earth had reached its critical moment, and the actions of one former alien observer might just tip the scales. Zara's heart pounded as she navigated the labyrinthine corridors of the Cracks flagship. Her Centauri stealth technology kept her hidden, but she knew it was only a matter of time before she was discovered. The ship shuddered around her, a testament to the fierce battle raging outside. Using her knowledge of Cracks ship designs, Zara made her way towards the central command hub. Her plan was audacious, to upload a virus into the Cracks systems, one that would disrupt their entire fleet's communications and weapons systems. It was a desperate gambit, but in the face of Earth's potential destruction, desperate measures were called for. As she rounded a corner, she came face to face with a Cracks patrol. For a moment, time seemed to stand still. Then, Drawing on combat training she'd never thought she'd use, Zara sprang into action. Her forearms became a blur as she incapacitated the patrol before they could raise the alarm. Finally, she reached the command hub. The Crack's war leader stood before a massive view screen, mandibles clicking in agitation as it barked orders. Zara took a deep breath, steeled herself, and made her move. The next few minutes were chaos. Alarms blared as Zara fought her way to the main console. She could feel the confused and angry eyes of the Cracks upon her as she worked furiously to upload the virus. Just as the war leader lunged for her, Zara hit the final command. The effect was immediate and dramatic. The view screen flickered, then went dark. All around her, Crack's soldiers stumbled, their neural interfaces disrupted by the virus. Zara allowed herself a moment of triumph before reality set in. She was trapped on an enemy ship, surrounded by hostiles who would soon recover. But Zara had underestimated her allies. The command hub's doors burst open, revealing a joint team of human and Centauri special forces. Leading them was Alex, his face a mix of relief and determination. "Zara," he called out, rushing to her side. "Are you okay?" She nodded, feeling a warmth in her chest at his presence. "I'm fine. The virus worked. The Crack's fleet should be in disarray." As if to confirm her words, the view screen came back to life, showing the battle outside. The once coordinated Crack's fleet was now in chaos, their ships colliding with each other or flying aimlessly. Earth's forces, seizing the opportunity, pressed their advantage. Within hours, the tide had turned decisively. The Cracks, facing defeat for the first time in their long history of conquest, retreated in disarray. As the last Crack's ship disappeared into hyperspace, a cheer went out from every ship, station, and ground installation. Earth had survived its first interstellar war. The aftermath brought changes no one could have predicted. Earth, now aware of its place in a larger galactic community, began rapid advancements in technology and space exploration. The alliance with the Centauri Collective deepened, leading to an exchange of knowledge and culture that benefited both species. Zara found herself at the center of these changes. Hailed as a hero by humans and respected by her own people for her innovative thinking, she became a key figure in Earth-Centauri relations. Months after the battle, Zara stood on the same rooftop where she had first seen the Centauri ships arrive. The sky was different now, filled with the lights of orbital stations and the contrails of ships coming and going from Earth's new spaceports. "Credit for your thoughts." Alex's voice came from behind her, a playful callback to that night before the battle. Zara turned, a smile on her face. "I was just thinking about how much has changed. When I first came here, I thought I was studying a primitive species. Instead, I found home." Alex moved closer, taking her hand in his. The gesture no longer felt alien to Zara. "And we found a future we never imagined possible," he said softly. "Thanks to you." Zara shook her head. "Not just me. All of us together, humans, Centauri, were stronger united than we ever were apart." As they stood there, looking out over a world transformed, Zara felt a sense of peace she'd never known before. She had come to Earth as an observer, became its defender, and now stood as a bridge between two species. The threat of the Cracks still loomed in the galaxy, but Earth was no longer an easy target. It was a world of innovation, of unity in diversity, of boundless potential. And Zara, once an alien observer, now found herself inextricably part of its story. As the first stars began to appear in the darkening sky, Zara leaned her head on Alex's shoulder. Whatever challenges the future might bring, they would face them together, human, Centauri, and everything in between. The universe, vast and full of wonders, suddenly felt a little smaller, a little warmer. And in that moment, Zara knew that her greatest adventure was only just beginning.